Welcome to the Enclave family. Today we are starting my new series, Elegy of the Stars. For those of you that have not seen me before, I am Richard Tutulio. I am one of the attendants and fairly active conduit here at Enclave HQ. And today I will be taking three of my friends through a world created by a fellow named Ben Lemon for his world of Polaris. Polaris is a glittering, ethereal city as far north as north can go, a place that lived in perpetual twilight, in peace and communion with the stars. And then one day, the sun arrived, and their perfect world shattered in a moment, petrified by this beautiful, fiery invader in their skies, and it led to the destruction of their central city. It is now only four remnants that remain. The forces of the Mistake and the Star are now laying waste to what is left of the peoples, and only the Knights Stellar stand between the people of Polaris and this strange new world that is coming to claim it. This series will follow the knight Sir Gemma during four very pivotal moments in this coming year. And today we start in summer. So, before we get on further with the game, allow me to introduce the people that will be playing with us today, starting with Jules.
Hi, I'm Jules, just Jules. You might have seen me on the previous series that Rich hosted and on a different series that Robbie hosted before that. Yeah, been playing Enclave a bit, conduiting a bit more, and I'll be bringing an Onmyoji, a Japanese fortune teller-esque class.
Excellent. Lacara, introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lacara. I am on here and on Kage Okame's YouTube channel. And I'm also an attendant and do a little bit of conduiting now. Haha. So I will be bringing Seraphina, my librarian, to play today.
Excellent. And last, but certainly not least, Ori.
Hello, my name is Ori. I am an aspirant here on the Enclave server, as well as been on 3 other recorded missions on its channel. Uh, and I will be bringing in my very ghostly vessel, Orion.
Excellent. And to start with, allow me to read the mission statement. The people were dying at the end of the world, but hope was not yet lost, for Gemma still heard the song of the stars. And so it was that Gemma and her sister knight, Nakusan, found themselves guests of honor at a grand mosque. They were escorting a brave couple, Luster and Aria, seeking a new life in the remnant of Southreach, when a sudden storm forced them to take shelter in a manor house, miraculously intact among the icy wastes. Lord Acrux welcomed them with all due honor, and bid them rest and enjoy the coming celebrations before they continue their journey. The food is plentiful and filling, the company pleasant, and the dancing a remembrance of better days. Why should anyone want to leave? Your mission is to discover what holds Sir Gemma within this house and free her to continue on her journey. I open the floor to questions.
Time of day, an acceptable amount of collateral damage.
Time of day? Hard to tell. They're inside.
Okay.
Are we
Collateral
porting directly
damage?
into the house?
You
Sorry.
are porting directly into the entrance hall of the manor. Yes. As far as collateral damage, the orders are that Sir Gemma must be freed to continue her journey.
It doesn't specify how, though.
Nope.
And it also
Okay.
doesn't
know.
doesn't mention that the couple has to be saved.
Also correct.
Good to
Sir,
know.
Sir Gemma may have other opinions on this, but the Enclave does not.
Yeah.
Okay.
This has been bugging me. Is this actually that the land has been in darkness for like stretches of eons, or is this like a mayfly situation where the people just are really short lived and haven't seen the sun before?
The people were considered eternal until the sun came and brought time to them.
Ah, oh, cool.
This is the first appearance of the sun, is when this all started. And this is, of course, many cycles later.
I'm assuming that the magic level is either unknown or relatively high. What's the tech level like?
The tech level is, the best way to put it is somewhere between medieval and Renaissance in its style and its manner of doing things. But the materials, the methods, they are nothing like what you might expect them to be. Uh, they're wearing clothes that they're weaving out of starlight. They're forging things out of music. They're. Um, it really is more a high magic world, but their handicrafts are such that it's more the materials and the manner that are strange. There is not industry to speak of.
Alright.
So, just my clear understanding here,
Mm-hmm.
the the residents of Polaris, right?
Polaris, yes.
Polaris, um, they survived without the sun, like for eons.
Correct.
Would they have? So I assume they are human.
They are not.
So, what exactly are they in a they category
The
sense?
they are thin, pale, elegant creatures. Um, in our various mythologies, um, elven and fey in the sense that they are otherworldly, beautiful, fragile looking but strong of will beings.
Okay.
But the
All
terms
I can think,
elven or fey would mean nothing to them. They are the people.
all I could think about when you describe that are the tree aliens from the Dark Crystal. So, anyways, um, okay.
Are we expected? Like, does anybody here know we're coming?
Not exactly. The the knights themselves are not the ones that have sent you. You have been sent by the Enclave itself. However, in the history of Sir Gemma's family, her grandfather was also a Knight Stellar and supposedly reached the lands of the South. And he came back sunburnt, babbling about places like Ur. Nonsense. Clearly addled by the sun. Such places could not possibly exist. But he went to his deathbed saying that not only did he find the lands of the South, but that he extracted a promise that in the times of his family's great need, people from the South would come to their aid. This is the bargain her grandfather made with an agent of the Enclave, and you are being sent in fulfillment of that pledge.
Well, that's fun.
Interesting.
But as far as Sir Gemma herself would know, um, You're going to be saying, yes, that crazy story of your grandfather. Hello! You know, whether or not
We're here.
she
Hope we're not late.
believes such a thing, yeah, you know. Um, so it is unknown what Sir Gemma thinks about the stories of her ancestors. Maybe she'll believe it right off the bat. Maybe it's like, that's going to put her even more on edge than if you just stayed a stranger. They really don't know.
And we are clearly not people like them, so
No.
Yeah.
You will immediately be branded as outsiders. Uh, Possibly you will simply
so
be from the South, and that will be the end of it. In other cases, they may take you as agents of the mistake. For clearly,
oh,
you are misshapen in form and heat compared to the people.
ah,
Mm.
well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
What do we know about the the things that have been prowling since the mistake?
The problem with them is that they are so varied in form uh, that it's hard to give you generalities. They are referred to as demons, and all that might conjure up from your imagination is possible. Some of them are simply bodily, grotesque, muscled, clawed, bones sticking out, blood that burns when struck, masses of flesh and meat and bone and blood. Uh, some of them are bestial. Some of them are quite nice company, but they're all bent upon the downfall of the people. And then there are tales of those that are even more subtle in that they come in shafts of poison light. They are words in your mind. They are the doubts in your heart.
Is that
And,
the description of intrusive thoughts? Sorry.
well, if they intrude into your body and inflict thoughts into your mind, yes, I would have to say it qualifies.
The more you know.
um, they are the Knights Stellar are dedicated to finding and defeating such beings. But as Ori kind of put, what's ordinary doubts in a person's thoughts and what's a demon spilling poison into their mind? It can be hard to tell.
Okay. This isn't a question regarding setup, but I wanted to know if it's fine if I add a common item onto my character before
Go,
mission.
go for it. What are you adding?
I'm adding a common item crucifix.
You got it.
I'm adding a crucifix to a character who gets harmed by holy objects. This is a great idea.
I learned. I cannot wait to learn how you carry it around. Anyway.
It floats. It just floats. Anyways.
Any further questions?
Nope.
No.
Then we shall move to assembly. The three of you are taken through the gray halls of Enclave HQ. It is very fascinating to notice the minute gradations as you move from one shade of gray to another as you walk down these hallways. Though if there is any logic or meaning to the shifting shades, the gray-robed attendants that you follow give no indication of such. The only splashes of color you see are other agents such as yourself coming to and from their own missions, led by their own gray-robed attendants. Eventually, by whatever arcane means they determine such things, they stop and point to a door and go, "This one is yours, agent." let us go ahead and start with uh, Jules. Bring in Kelsi as the first to arrive.
Kelsi will give a nod to the attendant who led her and enter the room, uh, looking around and assuming it's a similar room as the ones she's been in before.
Mm-hmm.
She will walk over and boil herself some water to pour herself a a cup of some fruit mixed tea. Uh,
Excellent.
she's she's a woman in her late 30s, standing at about 5'8" tall, with dark skin and white hair that covers her right eye. The one eye that you're able to see is a light brown color that almost seems to glow. Um, she is wearing her usual outerwear, some dark, more outdoorsy clothes than you would expect from an onmyoji, and she has multiple piercings on her ears.
Very good. The room is indeed a standard one: conference table, chairs, notepads and pens that nobody ever uses, and a bustling sideboard full of various foods, drinks, and other sundries that an agent might want before leaving on a mission. We shall bring in next Orion. Go ahead, Ori.
Enters, she is this three poltergeist who's seen better days. Um, Rather dirty, and she has these like what would be considerably weird mix of demon angel shit. These black antlers and black wings, and she enters. God knows how. Um, and she scans around the room before her eyes land on Kelsi. Well, it's nice to see you again.
And it is. I'm very happy I got to see you again as well, Orion. Thanks to you, I did my time, but thanks to you, I was able to get my life back around again. And, well, now I'm here at the Enclave too.
I'm glad you're doing better. Genuinely.
I'm glad you're doing well as well.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Do you want some tea as well?
No thanks.
All right. At this point, Seraphina arrives.
Yep, Seraphina walks in. She's like 5'3", um, very short, bowl cut, pitch black hair, pitch black sunglasses. She's normally dressed in like kind of steampunk punk clothes, but since they're going to something kind of bay and uh, she would think of it as old timey. She's
Mm-hmm.
in like dress, a black dress with like a high neck on it,
Mm-hmm.
uh, kind of frou-frou sleeves, and she has two bags, one across each shoulder, and she looks around and goes, "Oh, I haven't worked with either of you before. Hi, Seraphina, librarian. What do you two do?"
My name's Orion Lincoln. I'm a vessel.
Oh, oh dear.
I'm not as bad as you might think. Relax.
Almost died on the last mission with a vessel. All right.
There's a most like
And
probability you won't die with me. Probably. We'll see.
Good, good,
it's
good.
nice to meet you, Seraphina. I'm Kelsi. I'm an onmyoji, so spiritual things is what I
Ah,
mostly do.
oh, excellent. Dabble in a little bit of that myself. It'll be interesting to see you work.
Oh, it'll be interesting to see you work as well.
And
Do
at
you
this,
want some tea?
go ahead.
Oh, I would love some tea.
Alright. And she would pour 2 cups of tea. and hand one of them to Seraphina.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very good. As the tea is being drunk, after a few moments, a gray robed attendant who has been standing unnoticed in the back of the room stirs itself and says, "Is there anything you require, agents, before you depart?"
Don't think so. Right about the mission. You too?
Yeah, I think I'm good to go as well.
Yeah. I'm alright.
Very well. The attendant turns, places their hand upon the wall beside them, and appears to drum his fingers idly upon it. But you can hear the slight click of buttons as the code is entered in. 3 telepads flare to life, and the attendant turns and leaves the room. Final actions prior to transport.
I think Kelsi would just finish her cup and let it like let it stay on the table because this she doesn't think there's a dishwasher around or something like that, and the uncle will probably take care of it anyway. So then
Yeah,
she'll
probably.
just head on over.
Seraphina will forget, as always, that the cup does not come with her and will get on the telepad still holding the cup. Because no one at the Enclave has told her they have to clean it up every time.
Ryan just floats over to her telepad,
Very good.
not holding a cup and feeling very out of place.
The telepads flare even further into life. There is a tingling feeling that starts crawling up your body, or what passes for it in the case of Orion. The sensations of your legs disappear, and yet the rest of you remain suspended in the air. When it reaches your stomach, there's a violent churning which is suddenly cut off. The rapid beating of your heart, or what your memory is of it is, also disappears as your torso vanishes. The effect finally reaches your eyes. There is a swirl of rainbow color, and you are elsewhere. When your vision finally returns to you, you are in. I hesitate to call it a simple hallway because it is constructed out of some kind of gleaming crystal. It is almost like you are walking through a chandelier. Um, the light, however, very muted. You would expect rainbows coming through, but instead you simply get this starlight shimmer effect. Behind you is a pair of thick crystalline doors, a great feel of weight and solidity to them. At the other end of the hallway, another set of double doors, but this one looking thinner, more ornamental. There are patternings and pleasing shapes carved into the crystals.
Shapes and colors.
Not much in the way of color, actually. Um, as I say, mostly the whiteness of the crystal and some shimmering silver. The occasional flecks of pink and red, but again, muted. Not what you would expect from full white light streaming through this kind of a crystal. Also at the far end of the hall is standing a being, again thin, very graceful looking. He is wearing a robe in red and yellow, alternating swirls. Um, he so far is the most colorful thing you've seen in this room. He is holding a staff, also spun crystal, looks to be some kind of badge of office, perhaps. He had his eyes towards those double doors, but when the three of you arrive, he turns as though you had made a sound upon entering. And, ah, I apologize. I did not hear the door open. You are also caught by the storm outside?
Oh yes, the this seemed the best place to stop.
You are certainly not the first to seek shelter here, and we would not turn anyone away during a time like this. Um, how shall I announce you?
Seraphina's gonna shoot a look over at Kelsi, like as someone else that she thinks is of substance might have some sort of title.
Uh, she looks over at Seraphina and has the thinks for moments because technically yes, she did have a title, but she doesn't anymore. But does it still count?
Okay,
Um,
seeing you hesitate, Seraphina would kind of fill in.
Does Orion see either of this occur?
Oh, yes, this is all happening right in front of you.
Yeah.
Orion's gonna look between the two, sigh, then looks and think, you may address me as Everett. She did not want to take up that pass, but oh well.
Everett.
There was a whole thing when she was alive that involved that name. It's not her actual name. It's not what she likes, but she's gonna have fun with it.
Alright, Seraphina's gonna lean into her scholarly raiment and go, "You may announce us as Lady Seraphina and attendants." And she'll kind of whisper over to Ori, like, "I don't know what's going on here. I think it's safer for everyone."
Orion sighs.
The man gives a very fluid bow, but only with his head, and turns towards the double doors. Is there anything the three of you would like to do before he opens them?
Can I get a spirit reading on this dude?
Yeah, actually, I would like to.
Can I use my spirit? Can we bug check?
You all have some level of spirit. Basically, what you are getting from him is being very, very pleased to welcome more people into this home.
This dude isn't a fae, right? Well, wait. Well.
One of you has 3 spirit, yes?
Yes.
You also get an undertone of I'm glad to welcome more people into this home. The poor bastards.
Okay.
The doors glide open at the barest touch, and you can now see the room beyond. This entrance hall opens right up into a main ballroom. It is, again, large, wide. There's easily 30, 40 people in here. They are all dressed in reds and yellows, similarly to the man that let you in. At the far end of the room, there is a small raised area. There is a man sitting upon it, tall, has that aura of nobility or authority about him as he's watching the assembled dancers. There is a set of musicians in one corner that is setting the dance. It is a very stately kind of dance. This isn't the kind of free-form dancing of the modern era, but the steps are very regulated. The pace is very measured. It would almost feel somber. It is so controlled, but it just stops just shy of that. In addition to the ones in red and yellow um, that are clearly of this court, there is another pair of people. Um, they're dressed in more traveling clothes than the finery of the court. Um, the male in the traveling clothes is actually joined the musicians. He is playing a violin type instrument quite beautifully. And the lady is singing a voiceless, or just a wordless tune to match the music from the musicians. The dancers, it's a beautiful, simple dance. Um, it's they are in pairs. The dancing is very kind of simple, where they come together with hands and turn about each other. But unlike a waltz, where they're like moving in a circle about the room, or a quadrille where they're going back and forth with their partners, they appear to be stepping in some kind of a complex pattern as they're going about. It seems rather random to you, where they'll be moving then diagonal and this way and back, and but they're all stepping to the same points, as though this is clearly a pattern they all know well. Amongst the dancers, two stand out, again for being in more traveling clothes than the gowns and suits of the other dancers. Uh, both ladies moving even more elegantly than the dancers about them. They are somehow more solid. The others are delicate. There's a sense of strength from these two, and they're the only ones armed. They still wear a sword in a sheath with a crystal hilt, not getting into their way at all as they dance. And the doorman calls out, Lady Seraphina and her attendants. And there's a slight pause. From the south. And
What's everyone's like reaction to that?
not, at first it seems there's absolutely no reaction. The dance goes on, nobody skips a beat. However, it is also quite obvious that, insofar as the terms of the dance allow, every head is turned more fully towards the opening doors as they're going around the dance floor in their patterns, all looking with curiosity more than anything else. A lot of them are smiling as like, ooh, something novel at the dance. One of the two knights can't quite suppress a slight jaw drop as the three of you are announced. The man with the regal bearing at the back of the hall stands as you are announced. Be welcome to my hall, travelers. This place has long been a place of refuge for those that still brave the paths between the remnants of Polaris. You are my guests. The full hospitality of my manor is at your disposal.
Thank you, sir.
Please, and just gestures, avail yourselves. Join the dance. Eat, drink, rest. The world outside is a harsh place, but not here.
I think Kelsi would lean forward to Seraphina and quietly whisper, how about we don't eat or drink anything?
Yes, I'm so
Orion
glad.
nods.
Can you get any sense of what is making this place like this?
Well, I can try some things, but maybe not in here. They would be rather, well, not the sneakiest things to be doing.
Maybe we ask for rest first. It should get us somewhere
Yeah.
quieter.
Yes. And with that, Kelsey would actually take a step or two
Mm-hmm.
forwards towards this elegantly regal dressed man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I am terribly sorry, but we have been out and enduring these conditions for a while, and my lady would like to rest. Would it be possible to get a room for her to get some rest in?
Of course, of course. Major Domo, show them to a place where they may recover.
Thank
And
you.
the man with the staff that lets you in guides you down to a door off of the main ballroom. And uh, not very far, just like a short walk down a hallway and opens a door. And you are in a very well appointed crystalline bedchamber. Um, it is clearly set up as would befit a noble and their attendants, and that there is a very fancy canopy like bed and various couches and cots that the servants could catch their rest on and still be uh, ready, able to attend their mistress. The major domo shows you in, and as though you would be familiar with it, just says, "Take your time, recover your strength, ring the crystal should you need anything."
We will.
And with that same bow that only comes from the neck, um, sweeps out of the chamber.
Am I the only one freaked out by all the crystal?
Well, it's not exactly the most normal thing, but well, mm, they it looks fitting of the people here. Let's just put it that way. Try my thing then, and with that, she would reach into her pocket and pull out both a small turtle shell
Mm-hmm.
and what you would only guess to be an origami animal that
Mm-hmm.
vaguely looks like a cat and is folded of red paper. Um, the Shikigami would jump down
Mm-hmm.
and itself and make a small fire breath
Mm-hmm.
as Kelsi throws the turtle shell into the fire and
Mm-hmm.
lets it burn. The question that she asks with this is the trapping of the people here caused by spirits?
Yes. You
Right.
see elegant patternings in the shell form under the flame that match those you saw on the doors.
He crouches down and takes a closer look at how these patterns, how they're appearing. Well, this certainly is caused by spirits, and given the pattern itself, I'm assuming that it's done on purpose by the people living here, not the ones that are traveling through. But
That tracks. Huh.
yep,
Okay. Well, that gives me enough to do some research. A big grin splits her face.
Mm-hmm.
She reaches into her book bag, and I would
Mm-hmm.
like to pull out a book on um like mythology or folk beliefs for
Mm-hmm.
this area about the dead, because I'm
Okay.
going to take a wild guess that spirits probably mean dead things.
Mm-hmm.
Does where I come from.
Um,
Uh,
it what you pull from your book bag is odd. Um, because you don't get anything that looks like it came from this place. You're pulling out fragments of old scrolls, bits of Enclave dossiers, and you've got a high enough intelligence. The people of Polaris are an oral culture. You're going to get nothing in writing from them.
Mm.
But what you are getting from these various scraps, um, back in before the sun, uh, death was just seen as returning to the stars. That the starlight that was your guiding force will return to the sky once more. They really, it. You got the impression from what's in here that they considered themselves eternal for so long that the thought of what happened after life is a new idea to them.
Mm.
As such, you know, ghosts lingering on after your normal time has passed. You keep getting references to the demons of the mistake. That if that happens, if you survive beyond your time, then clearly it has to be something from outside the people forcing it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll relay that information and be like,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like we're probably not dealing with ghosts or something. We're probably dealing with whatever happened to this area here.
so demonic in nature?
Quite possibly.
spirits are many different things, not necessarily just ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's also many types of ghosts. Hi, resident ghost here.
Yeah,
Do you have
Just
any
saying.
insights on these markings?
I might, but I don't think I'd be able to share it.
Oh.
Rich, can I activate Diceless first?
Of course. What are you inquiring about?
So, from what I understand, we are dealing with some form of demonic being.
Mm-hmm.
Is this actually what would this like demonic being like entail? What would its like weakness be
Mm.
if we were to have to fight it?
So the specific question is about the weaknesses.
Yes.
Okay. You get two relevant pieces of information. Um, the first is that there are two demonic beings within this structure. For one, the weakness is the laws of hospitality. They bind host as well as guest. The second, it's it's a little difficult to interpret, honestly. It's the best way to describe it would be a disharmonious wave.
Hmm.
That is what you get.
Okay. Orion ponders what she's being whispered, but does
How
not speak.
how big is this room that we're in?
It's a guest bedroom, so a fairly good size. It holds the bed and a writing desk. Well, not a writing desk because they don't really write, but a desk. Um, and enough room. It's a room comfortable enough that 3 or 4 people can stay in it and not feel cramped. Let's put it that way. Uh, Noticeably absent is a fireplace or anything along those lines. Though it does feel warmer in this bedroom than it did in the hall, for what it's worth.
Mm-hmm. Kelsi has an idea, but I think she will share it before doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll look around the room and do a bit of mental
Mm-hmm.
thinking before going. If you want, I have some incense that could bring closer some disturbed spirits. They would also become visible to us. I'm not sure if there are any around or if we want them to be attracted to this place. So I figured I would ask before doing it.
I well, wait a second. Can Ori had said that you couldn't share the information you have. So do we not know that information you were just given?
That is
No, I
correct.
didn't share it because of Insidious Whispers.
Okay.
I don't want to infect you guys with it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be self-preservation here.
Okay, because that would have sent Seraphina off
Mm-hmm.
thinking in another direction. Okay, not having that information, then I think
Mm-hmm.
Seraphina would be like, "Yeah, go for it. Sounds like a plan."
And with that, she would take the writing desk and move it closer to the middle of the room,
Mm-hmm.
and then place a stick of incense on
Mm-hmm.
it and light it with her little fire cat Shikigami.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the scent of the incense starts filling the room, and you can actually see the trail of it in the air, almost like breath showing in a cold room. And you see its tendrils kind of float out. You see it go under the doors. And at the moment, it takes. How long do you wait for a response? Let's put it that
I think Kelsi would wait until, and assuming nobody else wants to leave or do something right away, I
way.
think she would wait until the stick is burned out.
Okay. It is hard to measure time in this place. Um, the There is clearly the uh, the light of a sun above filtered through the crystals, but there's been not the usual movement that you would expect to kind of indicate a passing of the sun and a day coming. Um, but by your internal clock, 15 minutes, maybe 20, hard to tell. Um, and it is at that point that the door to the bedroom opens, and two by two, dancers from the ballroom enter. 2, 4, 6, 8. And the 8 of them, no, 10, 12. 12 of them doing the exact same dance you saw them doing in the ballroom are now dancing around the incense placed upon the desk. In watching their steps, you can almost hear the music from the ballroom guiding them, though your ears hear nothing.
Oh,
Seraphina's gonna lean over to Kelsi and go, "Does this mean they're dead?"
Well, it certainly means that they are spirits who are not resting peacefully. They are unrestful spirits, disturbed, similar synonyms.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Either that, or they really wanted to walk over here, which feels a lot less likely.
I mean, I remember wanting to get out of my formal dancing classes, but this seems like something else entirely.
Yeah, especially considering they are still dancing, which she looks around very much intrigued how all these people fit into this room.
It's a it's a tight squeeze. Um, but at any point that they would actually bump into one of the three of you, they pass through.
Well, that explains it even more. How far has the incense burned on this stick?
I'd say it's about
Like,
halfway down.
okay. Um, you said there isn't a fireplace.
Correct. This is
fire?
this does not look like a place where fires are lit.
Wait,
Mm-hmm.
you need fire, Jules? Because I can get you fire.
Nah, no, I was more thinking about it as a special place rather than a fireplace in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I have an idea that Kelsi would think for a moment and speak up. Do any of you two have an instrument on you? Um, Something like what would they play in a church? Something like bells or this or similar?
Um, I don't. I'm sorry.
I could see I might have something like that. I start digging around in my satchel.
What what's your luck
I
stat?
would, I believe it is baseline.
Okay.
Yes.
Um, would Seraphina in her background have any reason to grab a musical instrument?
Not something like that specifically, but I'm thinking since she is steampunk and her whole
Mm-hmm.
like flavoring and everything is very much
Mm-hmm.
like Victoriana
Yeah.
Phantasmagoria,
Mm-hmm.
there's probably something similar
Mm-hmm.
that she would have in her kit.
Ocarina.
I was going to say, what I will grant you at that is you've got various things made of brass tubing, which could certainly be rung in a bell like manner when hit with something.
Yeah. Yeah, I pull something out,
Yeah.
maybe like a really fancy fountain pen, and I unscrew it, and the barrel is
Yeah.
like a stretch of brass. I'm like, would this do in a pinch?
Yes, it's worth a try. And she'll take the brass tubing
Mm-hmm.
and now it's a 50-50 on whether this is going to be a good thing or a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
But she's going to mimic the melody that
Mm-hmm.
they would be dancing to
Mm-hmm.
with this impromptu
Mm-hmm.
improvised instrument.
Okay.
And also light a second incense stick just to,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Just to keep them here.
yeah.
Um, do you have any skill?
Uh, the, no, I have +2 intelligence though, so I at least
Mm-hmm.
know the melody.
Yes. Yeah, knowing the melody is one thing. Playing it well and having rhythm, that's another. Uh, so, um, it's a little off key, it's a little off mark. You can get a close approximation. But again, you are working from your memory, so that's also a tricky bit. Now that you've got this impromptu concert started, what is your next step?
I would want this to be the paired action for
Mm-hmm.
perseverance brings good fortune,
Mm-hmm.
as preparing a dance space and supporting it with music in a sense.
Mm-hmm. Um, you attempt to, well, make the pitch that that is a service you have provided for them.
Could I take a moment to think about
Sure.
pitching it?
Either of the two of you wish to do anything or have an idea along those lines?
If Kelsey like communicates what she's trying to do, Seraphina would like try to help, like joint energy work something. But right now, I'm just like sitting back, letting her do her thing.
I have. I mean, I have a idea, but it depends on both the items in the room and also if this would actually work. Because I want to see if I can find anything I could possibly makeshift flute.
Makeshift flute.
Yes. Orion in the background. Third time in the maze, she played the flute a lot.
Um, Luckstat?
I don't. What is my luck stat actually? Fuck, my luck's baseline. I don't think my intelligence of 1 would do me good though, huh?
You do not, unless you were also a flute maker in your background. And even then.
I was a craftsman. She did make craft. She was an artisan.
Well, if there was, wood or something along those lines around here, you could conceivably whittle something. But everything is cold, cold crystal. And,
Wait,
turning that into a musical instrument without very
I
specialized tools.
wait. I don't think I would even need to make an instrument out of crystal because
Mhm.
of crystal. It is the sound it makes. It makes
Yes.
a much ringing compared to tapping when you compare to glass. It's how you tell if
Hmm.
something's crystal at a thrift store.
Oh, yes. If you wanted to basically play this entire room like an impromptu drum set, you could. How effective that will
Could
be
I?
as a musical instrument comes down to your skill as a player.
It wouldn't be very successful trying to do it like make it
Hmm.
full scale, but like a simple melody
Hmm.
to like concentrate on to keep stuff
Hmm.
flowing. Try to help.
Yeah. And,
Essentially,
and
yeah.
and that is more or less what Kelsi was trying to do with the brass tube. And you can
I would love it help.
definitely you can definitely find spots in the room that are somewhat more musical when struck than others. And again, you've kind of got this. What is your skill?
My skill is baseline.
Okay.
Um,
So you've now got two slightly passable renditions of music going on, neither of which are an exact match for the original or in sync with each other. Uh,
that's funny.
Okay. At this
Also,
point,
I think also that Kelsey would have also
mhm,
quickly explained what she was trying to do.
mhm.
That's why I'm trying to help.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
um, can we talk to these things, or can we just see them?
no one's
Asking
attempted
Kelsey.
to talk to them yet,
Yeah.
but they haven't
That's why Seraphina's
voiced
asking.
anything either.
Yeah, Kelsey, can we talk to them?
That's a good question. Usually it just makes them visible, but if they can talk, usually then we should be able to.
Seraphina's gonna kind of wave a hand in front of one of the dancers' faces. Hello, can you speak?
You see a look of concentration come across his face. And in unison, all 12 dancers. Yes!
Oh dear. What what is keeping you here?
They. There's a. There's a change in the rhythm of the dance slightly. Where before they were just kind of spinning around, they've added a couple of steps as though burning off nervous energy. Our, our promise, we accepted hospitality.
Ah, do you know where the thing that powers the promise is?
All 12 heads shake no in unison.
Would you like us to try to break it?
They all add a hop step to the dance, which causes their heads to nod as part of the movement.
I don't think I'm doing anything special. Ask these questions to you guys. You know what else we should ask them?
Could I try spirit reading, confirming they're fully dead, or not like full ghosts? Just
Um,
the illusion.
I mean, it's hard to imagine what else they would be. Um, though, as you know, ghosts go, they seem to have retained quite a bit of their personalities and styles. Um, but And as far as all of your spirit stats go, you don't detect any duplicity from them.
Okay. Then I do have a question to ask, so I'm gonna stop hitting that crystal.
Mm-hmm.
That came out worse than I thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
And ask, what exactly killed you? Was it the dancing or the person who held the promise? Going one goes to another here.
Their heads start swaying as they dance, and finally it comes out. I don't even remember it. It just sort of happened. One moment, guests at the mask. The next moment, guests at the mask. Eternal.
Hmm.
Kelsi would stop playing as well and instead look over at them and ask, if you want, you can be here and more safe than out of this room, at least for a while.
It's you get sort of a nod of acknowledgement, but you also get the sense that none of them have a choice. The incense binds them. The mask binds them. So long as the incense is lit, they are here. The moment it is gone, they are not.
I didn't know Jim Carrey was here. Sorry. That was a really shitty reference. Moving on.
Yeah. She will keep that in mind for when they leave the room. For now, just actually, she will take out a second shell and,
Mm-hmm.
as before, toss it into the fire made
Mm-hmm.
by her Shikigami and ask the question. Um, are the how should I word this? Is the owner of this place involved with keeping these spirits here?
The answer is yes. The
It's
turtle
felt.
shell curls once more, and it once again forms the symbol that you saw on the door.
Dear, that only confirms my worst suspicions. It appears that Lord Arcrux is at least involved in keeping them here, if not the outright cause of it.
And I strongly suspect that the fact that our targets are already dancing is probably a bad sign.
Yes, that it is. Do do we want to formulate a plan here, or just head over there and see how we can involve ourselves directly?
Well,
Should probably make a plan.
yeah.
All right.
Ryan, how susceptible do you think you would be as a spirit to the binding of this place?
If I think I could try pulling it off.
I think one of us has to join the dance to be able to talk to our target.
And I'm the most likely.
I wouldn't put this on you if you're not willing. I just figured since you're already a spirit, maybe
It's fine. It's fine. I've seen worse. I've handled worse. It's just a matter of dressing appropriate for the time period. Though I could try arcaning.
Oh, as you've brought that up, this bedroom that you're in has a full closet of clothes in the reds and yellows that the dancers of this place favor.
That's not creepy. Are you corporeal? Like, if I put my hand on your shoulder, like, does my hand go through you?
She's semi-transparent. I don't know how to pronounce that word.
Okay.
So
are you
her shoulder area and like her arms, like you kind of would face through, but not fully. Weird. She's an odd specimen.
Okay. Well, she'll kind of tentatively like put a hand in your shoulder vicinity and look at you and go, "I will get you out."
I trust you, both of you. I'm gonna go ponder through the closet, I guess. Can't believe I'm back in it.
You can
just like walk through the closed doors. Come back out wearing clothes.
Yes.
Works for me.
How tall are these dancers? Is height noticeable?
Most of the dancers here are taller than you. Having said that, I was going to say, having said that, you find perfectly fitting clothes in the closet.
Yay. Oh, the question is, do I appear taller? I don't know.
No, the clothing does not make you taller. You also have a choice of a dress or a suit.
Honestly, I think Orion could pass off as a man more than a woman. We're gonna go with the suit.
Okay. Same reds and yellows. It's just they have buttons and toes. You know, that kind of a thing instead of a flowing dress. So
I'm able to like.
No, I was just gonna say you certainly look the part now.
Yeah, I wonder if I can do a very small arcane message to try and make me appear taller. I have 3 arcane, please. I'm 5'3". I'm gonna get pointed out.
Fine, you summon magical heels, whatever you need. It's
oh yeah,
a small glamour to make you appear taller than you are. However you wish to play it is fine.
Yay! I'm strutting in them heels. Do that fake catwalk and everything.
There you go. This will make the dancing somewhat more difficult. Anyway.
As long as I have someone to partner with, which I assume I'd probably need, I'll be fine. I'll follow them.
Okay, so if we need you to talk to the knights and see what it's like, because we don't think they're dead yet.
The two of us can talk to the couple in the meantime.
Yes.
Making the music.
Okay.
All right. So you're leaving the incense lit, and the 3 of you are returning to the ballroom, correct?
Before leaving the room, Kelsi will light up another stick of incense.
Okay.
And also place down 2 of Fuda toward the door to this room against inhabitants of this mansion.
Okay.
Which may or may not include the dancers. Who knows? But regardless, it will keep out the butler and the lord, at least for a bit.
Okay.
I just wanted to ask, am I able to find someone I can partner up with to appear in the dance so I can pull it off?
Once
as to go.
Excuse me. Are you asking, can you get one of these dancers in here to join you? Or are you asking a question on what happens when you get to the ballroom?
It's more so when I get to the ballroom.
Okay.
I want to see if I can find it.
We will get to the ballroom when we get to the ballroom. But I've noted you are looking for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm only saying that because the spirits are currently in here, and that would be the best bet to get with them before entering the ballroom without suspicion.
Well, the thing is, I mean, do you ask the dancers?
Assuming they've already picked up on the conversation we've been having, yeah. And also trying to peer out if there's anyone I can partner up with. Is there a chance I'd be able to partner up?
You see, with a visible effort, a pair of the dancers attempts to step away from each other. And then, almost with the force of a magnet snapping back, their hands clap and they go back to their original pattern.
I turn to my allies. This might be a problem.
Well, we can. I mean, there is one person you could ask for a dance, but I don't know if that's the best idea. I mean, the Lord certainly didn't look like he was dancing earlier.
Something tells me they're not going to keep somebody from joining the dance.
Yeah, I think you'll be able to find someone.
If I have to end up trying to dance with the Lord, I'll dance with the Lord, okay? It's in the name of the mission, okay? It's like the same equivalent of $20 to $20.
All right. So, to the ballroom then.
Yes.
Okay. The walk down the hallway is uneventful. You go through the door back into the main ballroom. The major difference from what you saw when you were last here, the pattern of the dancers has shifted. It's simpler now, possibly because they have less people to go through the steps. Again, the pattern itself, it's not a regular shape, so it's hard to pick out exactly what they're doing. But again, it seems they all know where the next spot is to twirl to in the dance. The two that were in traveling clothes that were helping with the music are now dressed in red and yellow.
Are they dancing?
They are not, but they are still helping to make the music.
Good luck, Orion.
And Lord Acrux, if he's noticed that half his dancers have disappeared, does not seem to be making any outward show of it.
Orion looks to Kelsi and Seraphina. I trust you both. And then she joins in the dance.
Okay.
Seraphina's writhing inside.
As you head for the dance floor, I will ask the question. Assuming you know in general how old-timey dances like this would work, when a single person would want to try and join, you would ask an established couple if you could cut in. Do you attempt to do so, and if so, which couple are you going for?
I will, and to play into the appearance that I am not woman,
Mm-hmm.
probably this is an assumption with inclusivity in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Probably I'd try to pull one of the ladies from a couple. I don't really have any established bond with any
Mm-hmm.
couple,
Right.
so
Well, there are the other dancers in red and yellow, and there are the two female knights.
do I want to ask a knight to join me in the dance? That's the question.
That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think. I don't know. Let me think about. Do I? I don't need the lesbian. I
um,
need to take a moment to think about this.
all right.
Um,
So while Ori is thinking, Kelsi or Seraphina, what are you doing?
Making my way to the musicians.
Okay.
How far away from the Lord are the musicians?
If you picture the place as a rectangle, he's in the upper left corner, and the musicians are in the upper right,
Okay. And the dance is happening
in the
in the
middle.
middle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay. Okay. I think for now Kelsey is gonna stick with Seraphina,
Okay.
but there is a thing she is thinking about.
So
Yeah.
you walk towards the musicians. Uh, just because this may become relevant, what is everyone's will stat?
+2,
Same.
and also same for Orion.
You're all at +2. Very good. Okay. So the music, as before, stately, serious but not somber, and um, the lady who is singing, her voice adds this crystalline clarity to the notes. She is clearly could be a high soprano, but is keeping her voice down to match the music. Um, their instruments are all delicate. Even the ones that are meant to be percussion instruments look like they should snap under the weight of being used, but they don't, and you get these beautiful tones from them. None of them react as the two of you approach. They are focused upon their music.
Is there any point where they like switch from one tune to another, or is this all one
It
long piece of music?
one long piece of music. Think of it something like Vivaldi's Four Seasons. It changes up. It's got different melodies and such going throughout, but it's a long piece, and they don't seem to really stop at any point.
Okay, I think I would stop. I was planning on walking over there with a very
Mm-hmm.
measured, slow kind of
Mm-hmm.
uh pace.
Yeah.
And I think I would stop a little ways away from them. How
Mm-hmm.
loud is the music and how far are we from the Lord?
If you are walking towards them along the side of the ballroom that they're at, uh, again, they would be in the corner directly in front of you. The Lord is in the corner over that side.
Okay.
If the band's upper right, he's upper left, and you're about mid right.
Okay.
As far as the volume of the music, um, in many cases, the volume is perfect. Loud enough to be clearly audible everywhere in the hall, soft enough that conversation is perfectly possible.
Okay, but if I'm having like a muttered conversation,
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to carry terribly.
Shouldn't.
Okay. I'm going to turn to Kelsi and go, I think this is a bad idea, but I'm going to try something, I think.
Sure. I'm with you. If you want it to be something magical, I can even help you a little bit. If you want it, what kind of thing do you want to do?
I'm going to call up a demon to talk to see if he can give us any insights on the demons we're working with here.
Oh, interesting idea.
You won't be able to see him. It's going to look like I'm talking to myself. But I'm worried that it may react weird here because this doesn't seem to be exactly creatures like we've worked with before. I'm worried they'll be able to see him.
Well, I think I can maybe help you a bit with that. If you would be fine with it.
Yeah, go for it.
Mm-hmm. And with that, Kelsi would start to mutter a mantra to herself and make 9 cutting gestures to activate a perk on her Kuchi-Kiri, which allows her to target an ally to improve their magical abilities for a bit.
Okay.
And also grant a minor pitched positive effect based on what part of the mantra she's focusing on,
Okay.
which will be the part of awareness or illusions.
Okay.
So the pitched effect is that even with this strangeness, the demon will only be visible to Seraphina as it usually should be.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Thank you. And she is going to use her knowledge's power perk, Infernal Networking, and Dramatis Personae.
Very good. You are indeed correct that power works a little bit differently here. And with the perk, I should say with the extra ability that Kelsi's magic has granted you, she will not be able to notice the difference. But as you activate your power, Lord Crux stands in front of you. I understand you have questions about my guests.
Actually, I have questions about you.
Very well. What would you like to know, my dear?
Can I get a spirit check on him first to figure out
He
what the heck
is enjoying every moment of this.
Shoot. Okay. In that case, I am also going to... Can I use another ability on top of this?
Well, depends on what you're going to try. Go for it.
I'm going to try Read You Like a Book from the catalog perk on him.
Okay. Now, for that one, that's usually done upon a willing subject, is it not?
No. There is nothing on there about whether they are willing or not.
All right. You are in for an interesting experience. All right.
Yeah.
So you are going to try and reach out and catalog his thoughts.
Yep.
All right.
If I can even identify what those are.
Okay. Let's see. All right. First, there is a very thin surface layer of Lord Crux, nobility of Polaris, gentleman, philanthropist, generous to all those that travel through his lands. And then you tear through that facade like tissue paper, and the thoughts inside of it, pulsing, racing heat, hunger, hunger not for the carcasses that his fellows will settle for. Blood, meat, bone, refuse, offal. I would not sully myself with them, but joy, hope, freedom, those are true delicacies. And in response for my hospitality, I too will dine.
Okay.
Do you enjoy what you see, little one? Is this what you hoped to learn?
Yes, actually. This is very helpful. Why do you settle for the poultry delicacies so far north? There's very little joy and heat here.
And that is what makes it all the more exquisite. It is a delicacy, and I have feasted well.
Can I get any sense from anything that has passed through my probing here of the connection to the symbol on the door?
The symbol on the door is it is both a constellation and a musical score.
Okay.
For their music was always of the stars, and so they use a similar notation for both.
That is beautiful. Okay. Yes, you have taught me much, and it is very interesting. And I am happy to have traveled so far to see something so unique.
I do hope you have enjoyed what has been given.
Very much, Millard.
Do you release him from your knowledge is
Yes.
power? Okay.
Yes.
He disappears from in front of you. As far as Kelsi is concerned, Lord Crux never left his chair. Seraphina, you're tapping your foot to the beat.
Yeah. She looks down at her foot and then looks at Kelsi and goes, "This is bad."
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it is.
and your shoes are red and yellow.
Oh, I don't look good in red.
Ori, has Orion figured out how to join the dance?
Has figured out her plan. Yes, yes.
Go for it.
Orion is going to approach one of the knights
Okay.
over and ask them to dance.
Okay. The two are very similar in features, but you did note that upon your entry, one of them did kind of do a jaw drop. So which one are you
I'll take
picking?
the jaw drop one.
You're going for the jaw drop one. Very good. So go ahead. You approach them. What do you say?
If I may, you seem sorry, my mom called me that moment. Absolutely striking. May I ask you to dance with me for the eve?
Now, the knight turns to you,
I hit my body, please.
gracious smile, and says, "Most certainly, you do not mind, do you?" And the person that she's dancing with has that look on her face, has look on their face like, I don't know how to process this. And then there's a gesture from Lord Crux, and the dancer withdraws and allows you to step in to take the place.
All right.
And the dance begins again. once again, the uh, your partner seems to know exactly where to step, and while you're kind of a half step behind because you're not moving instinctually as the rest of them are, you're able to keep up with her. And it's like, may I know the name of my new partner?
Orion. My name is Orion.
Gemma of the Night Stellar. A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Don't mind.
Are you truly of the South?
It's complicated, but yes.
And what brings you so far from your homeland?
I'm merely following orders to
She
assist.
chuckles. Don't we all?
Yeah.
But surely your orders were not to come here and dance. What quest are you following?
In all, in all actuality, I was signed to attend to Lady Seraphina. So I'm just kind of going with the flow, really. That's what I tend to do.
She doesn't show it, but you can tell that that was not the answer Gemma was hoping for.
Could I try to do something with my own with spirit?
Sure.
I have to check how a spirit thing works, but I want to try using my spirit to more so emanate that what I'm saying is not the full truth. To Gemma.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to inverse the spirit.
No, I get what you're saying. And, yeah, you're not sure if Gemma is picking up what you're throwing out. But continues in the dance. Like, and this has been a welcome respite along the journey, but we really should be getting back. I mean, we've been dancing, and Gemma kind of shakes her head a bit. I'm sorry. What were we talking about?
Nothing important. Orion's gonna take note of that. Stop, something's infecting.
Mm-hmm. And when she was saying they really should get back, she was like looking over towards the two musicians, or I should say the musician and the singer.
Okay.
Any other questions, conversational gambits?
Orion's gonna look to Gemma. What about you? What brings you here?
Oh, this is just a stop along the way. As I'm sure you know, well, and again, you are of the South. Uh, every summer, the Night Stellar go out and scout the routes between the remnants, our four great remaining strongholds. The heat of the spring shifts them and melts them, and the ways are never the same one season to the next. So we rescout them, and those that are brave enough or foolhardy enough or driven by necessity to travel from one remnant to the next. This is the season to do it, and she gestures towards the two that have joined the musicians. Well, My cousin and his intended wanted to start a new life in Southreach, and I wasn't about to let them go alone.
I see. Very noble. So,
Well, that is one of the cornerstones of our order. They make beautiful music, do they not? Still, still following the old ways, not the cacophonous music of the sun.
what compelled you to join the Knights Stellar? If I may ask, of course.
No. Well, they've saved my life enough times growing up. But truly it is a calling. I still hear the music of my star, and I
Really?
could not do otherwise than to lead into the night stellar.
I see. Very intriguing.
Mm. And I could not leave my sister knight to join without me. And as a twirl of the dance allows, a smile goes in the direction of another knight, which is returned. Not my sister by blood, but she might as well be.
Sometimes found family is better than blood. I would know.
Hmm. I've always told the people from the south were beings of heat and of strange colors burned by the sun. You are not. You could almost be of the people. Your story must be a strange one.
It is. I can tell you that. But my mom named me Orion for a reason. It means hunter. So,
Indeed,
yeah,
I know three of my fellow knights named for the stars in their belt.
named after a constellation. So, don't know what compelled my mama to, but she did.
Hmm.
Had to be something.
It is, well, I am never really one to believe in such superstitions, but I think your name is a good omen.
You'd be the first to tell me that.
Then I am grateful to be the first.
She smiles to Gemma.
And she smiles back. Uh, Remind me, what is Orion's intelligence?
Orion's intelligence is +1.
Okay, that is enough. It is this conversation of the constellations and the stars of Orion's belt, um, that it suddenly occurs to you the dance that you are doing, the points that you've been moving towards and from. When you trace it out, it's Ursa Minor, the bear.
Mm.
The pattern is the constellation, and you've been dancing in the steps of the stars.
Orion will take note of that and keep in mind as she continues up the dance. Or tries to keep pace. She's trying. And
I'll
suddenly I'm also really glad I'm named after a constellation.
I will leave you two to the dance at the moment and cut back to Kelsi and the toe tapping Seraphina. You see Ori has successfully cut in and appears to be having a nice quiet conversation with one of the knights.
Yep.
What are the pair of you doing?
Question.
Yes.
how much information about this place were the agents given before coming here? Like, do we know everything that's in the doc, or just the mission statement?
You know, uh, if you wish to have read that as a dossier before you came here, I am perfectly fine with you using that information.
Yeah. Okay. Kelsey would have definitely read everything she could have read on this
Mm-hmm.
place before. That is very great, because she
Mm-hmm.
has a thought.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so she'll look at Seraphina. I have an idea on how we could, well, make a distraction of some kind, especially to the dancers, but
Mm-hmm.
to most of the people here, I assume. That is with good reason as well. So we, you know, aren't offending anyone in particular.
What do you mean?
Well, the incense worked very well earlier, and in the thing that I've read about the mission, there was mention of festivals happening in the summer in remembrance of the mistake, which, and she would put, like, take out her calendar
Mm-hmm.
and look through, which is like a small pocket calendar in her
Mm-hmm.
case, and look through it to find what
Mm-hmm.
she would assume to be today's date, and
Mm-hmm.
point at it, and then point to tomorrow, which would happen. One of those events would happen tomorrow. So I could light some incense as an excuse in preparation for this event.
Oh.
And using the calendar to pitch that,
Mm-hmm.
of course.
Hmm.
Um, you see a very curious thing when you unroll your calendar. That festival to celebrate the mistake, it's on every day of your calendar.
Oh.
Well, even better, I can make it an excuse that it's happening today. But it's that is not good that it's happening every day.
I suspect time
Or
moves
maybe it is.
differently in this house.
Probably. But yeah, I could. And with the incense, maybe it could break the pattern, or at least. I don't know what exactly would happen, but it's an idea.
I like that. I think it ties together well with the idea that I'm having. I don't know
Oh,
how much time I have. She gestures at her shoes. Um, but while I'm still clear headed, that thing that you did before, could
yes.
you kind of fend off or defang the Lord for a few moments?
Oh, that's what the thing is usually for. I have just modified it a bit to enhance an ally. But it is usually for disrupting enemies.
Mm-hmm.
If you could do that, I think I have a way to disrupt the pattern.
Oh. I think I would have to potentially wait a bit before I can do it again, but
Mm-hmm.
if I walk over to him and, tell him about the things and light the incense, I think by the end of that I should be good to go.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've noticed this place is made out of crystal.
Mm-hmm.
And that lady over there that's singing, I suspect she could sing a lot higher than she's doing right now.
Oh,
And the fun thing about crystal is that it'll shatter if you hit it with the right note.
oh.
I think we can break the symbols that are holding this place together if I can get her to sing high enough, but I don't think she'll do it unless the Lord is otherwise occupied.
Yeah, we can. Let's do it. That sounds like a plan that might work.
Oh, awesome. She goes to jump, but it turns into one of the little dance steps. She's like, damn it.
You galliard your way over to where you're going.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Two-step shuffle to the corner.
Charleston, Charleston. Sorry. Anyways, oh, a hop, skip, and a jump gets you to where you're headed, and um, okay. So she's preparing to do her whatever she's going to do, uh, and Kelsi has decided that their role is distract the demon guy. So what's your plan?
Yes. Um, well, from where, like, it'll probably take a bit, but she will
Mhm.
walk on over towards him. Is he sitting on like a throne or something similar? Like, is it
It's
like throne
it
room kind of vibe?
throne room
Or
kind of
is
vibe.
okay?
Basically, it would be really more like the head chair at a dining table more than a true throne. But yes, it is a mark of authority that he is sitting upon this chair.
Okay. Then she'll walk on over and stop like a distance away where she doesn't have to yell to get hurt, but
Mm-hmm.
is clearly respecting his
Mm-hmm.
authority by not getting too close.
Mm-hmm.
And she would make like, I don't know what it's called in English,
Mm-hmm.
but like the female equivalent of a bow.
A curtsy.
Yeah, a curtsy.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, my lord, may I request something of you?
By all means.
You see, it is currently the season of remembering the mistake, and in celebration of, or in remembrance
Mm-hmm.
of this, I was thinking of lighting some incense so that we do not forget what happened that day. Would I be allowed to do so?
By all means, you have my leave.
Thank you very much.
Your
She'll
toe
like
starts
a
tapping.
curtsy. She'll do a curtsy back,
Mm-hmm.
and she'll make her way back, or try her best to make her way
Mm-hmm.
back, and like in the middle between the musicians and
Mm-hmm.
the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
she would um, place down a small handful of incense sticks
Mm-hmm.
and light them all up one by one,
Mm-hmm.
and then just
Okay.
for now keeping her eyes on Seraphina so that she has an idea
Mm-hmm.
of when she may have to activate her
Okay.
Kuchikiri again.
Roughly how many incense sticks did you light?
Um, 7-ish.
Okay. That's all I needed to know. So the smell of the incense starts wafting through the room. Um, you actually see a little bit of like wrinkling of noses, but nobody seems to really react to it all that much. The pattern of the dance remains undisturbed until a few moments later, the 12 dancers that were in the other room file back into the ballroom and join in a dance around your 7 sticks in the front. They are, instead of circling it like before, now moving in a different constellation pattern around it. And now there are 2 dances going on in the hall.
Does
And Lord
Kelsey
Crux
recognize what?
smiles.
Would you recognize what the other constellation is?
You are very much an astronomer, an astrologer. Yes, you do. Um, they are currently doing Ursa Major to match the Ursa Minor that is going on beneath them. And you can almost see they are arranging themselves so that they're in roughly the relative positions they might be in a night sky relative to each other.
Mm-hmm. Okay. As much as this situation is not good, she does appreciate the constellations and how
Mm-hmm.
they're moving in comparison to each other.
Mm-hmm. It's weird, though, just because the smaller constellation of Ursa Minor has got the wide space of the ballroom, and the larger constellation of Ursa Major is now in this cramped little space around your incense sticks. So the feng shui insists it should be the other way around, but that's what you've got going on right now. Um,
Correct.
and again, Lord of Crux is just, he's swaying to the beat. He's enjoying the novelty of the new dance that is happening in his hall. Um, Ori, just going to ask the question. Anything more you want to do from the dance floor before I go back to Seraphina?
I don't know if there's anything I can do unless.
Okay, just wanted to give you the opportunity before the moment
There is
passed.
a question, actually, I
Sure.
have real quick. Since I would be able to notice the pattern change, right? We'd be able to, it would shift.
Well, your dance has not
I wouldn't know when
changed,
it would.
but you see
Okay.
the second group come in, and yeah, through it takes a little longer for you to observe it because like you're in the middle of your own dance, but yes, you can tell that they are also tracing out a constellation, just a different one from yours.
I have a really risky thing that I want to try, but I don't know if I can attempt it just yet. Okay.
Do it.
Okay.
So, from what I've clocked so far,
Mhm.
is that something is influencing the minds of people,
Mhm.
right?
Would seem a reasonable thing to say, yes.
I want to try and use my own arcane to try and override the influence on Gemma's mind
Okay.
and try and shield it, at least with my own magic, of course.
Okay.
I have 3 arcane.
All right. Walk me through your action and the kind of protection you're trying to give to Gemma.
Each Orion's gonna when the dance shifts
Mhm.
in like arm positions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and place it closer towards the head, maybe like the
Mhm.
shoulder.
Right.
And what I want to do is I want to try and break the influence on it
Mhm.
and instead replace it with my own influence,
Okay.
which would try to at least disrupt it enough time where it would seem
Okay.
like they're still doing it, but Gemma would be of their own
Mhm.
free will to a point.
Okay. So you're focusing your will upon Gemma's mind, setting your will against the influences of this place. And when you reach out with your hand, you can actually see that Gemma is like about to scold you for being a little too forward. And then the magic goes forward. And she kind of, for the first time, she actually misses a step in the dance.
Uh,
She recovers from it quickly, but there's a noticeable bobble between the two of you because you were following her lead this whole time. And she steps back into the dance, but you can easily tell now it's less automatic. It's less intuitive. It's like a woman remembering her dance lessons. And she kind of blinks and settles back on you. How long have I been dancing?
I don't know. We just have to keep the illusion for now. Trust me. Okay. I know
She,
you
mhm.
guys are trapped here. We're getting you out. Just trust me. Follow with the dance.
You see it a boarded jet, like she's got the one hand out that you're dancing with, the other hand She quickly stops herself, but it was definitely a hand to sword hilt gesture.
I
Um,
know you might not trust me right now, and that's fully reasonable, but me and my compatriots are here to help you. Just trust me, please.
are you from my grandfather?
Rich, we knew, we learned of the babbling of the grandfather with,
Yes, you
the
learned that
cloak.
at assembly.
I'm aware of your grandfather, yes. We're here to help you. Trust me, please. It's what's keeping us alive. Or in my case, semi-alive.
She nods and continues the dance.
Holy shit, that works.
Seraphina, what are we
Yes.
doing?
Okay. Um, I would have watched and made sure that the incense had burned a good chunk of the way down,
Yep.
because that was when Kelsi had said like that she would be able to do the thing again.
Yep.
Did my foot also stop tapping, and has it stayed not tapping, or
Oh
did it start
no,
again?
you have been tapping your feet to the rhythm this whole
Okay.
time.
Okay, so that was
Um,
only to Kelsi. Okay.
yeah, no, basically think of it as changes over time. Kelsey has started tapping. You are tapping and throwing in a few dance steps. And as the time has passed, Kelsey is now at the point where a few dance steps are being kicked in. Uh, you're are you wearing leggings with your dress?
Yeah, she would have stockings on,
Yeah,
like under it. Yeah.
they're starting to get red and yellow, and you're finding it difficult to walk normally.
Yeah.
But you're still under
Okay.
your own power.
Yep. Okay. So would you say that the incense sticks are like halfway
Yeah,
burned
by
now?
by the time her cooldown has stopped, that's where the two of you are at.
Okay. So I would look to catch Kelsey's eye and nod, like do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, actually, I don't have to do that. I have memos now. I
Mm-hmm.
would I would jot, I would pull a memo out and write "do the thing" on it and teleport it
You
to her.
have mail. Okay,
You have
yes,
mail.
a
Okay.
a very nicely written note has appeared in your hand. Um, it reads "Do the thing," which
If she didn't have the context of talking about it before, but she does, so
yeah.
she she will glance over at our Lord
Mm-hmm.
just to see if what he's doing at the moment. Just
He
a quick glimpse before she does it.
um he is watching the dancers. He is watching you and Seraphina gradually starting to be drawn into the dance and is simply watching with great amusement.
So he is currently also looking at us.
Yes,
Or is he like looking between the dancers and
you get the
like
distinct feeling that he is taking in the entirety of the ballroom as he's witnessing
of
his
course he
dancing.
is. Of course he is. Well, guess we can't be too sneaky about it, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she will, in fact, be um, whispering the mantra to herself
Mm-hmm.
as she makes her cutting gestures and activates Kuchikiri
Mm-hmm.
against the Lord to at least weaken him a bit, hopefully.
Okay. Um, okay. Two things happen. The first is your nine syllables of the Kujikiri. Uh, it you know how when sometimes you're at a party and there's like a murmur of conversation, and then all of a sudden when you talk, everyone else suddenly went quiet, so that your words are
Oh,
suddenly much louder than you expected. That is basically what happens as your nine syllables ring out. Um,
okay.
and Lord Crux actually staggers and takes a. He doesn't quite fall out of his chair, but it's almost as if a force had slammed into him and he kind of like flipped over but managed to like land on his feet, kind of a thing. He is clutching his chest. From behind you, however, you hear your same 9 syllables inverted, as though somebody had recorded them and played them backwards. And a very similar force slams into you, knocking you forward towards Lord of Crux. Seraphina, what are you doing?
Yep. As soon as I saw Kelsi start doing the hand motions and things, I'd be making my way up to the musician, specifically the singer.
You're there.
Okay. Does she look, spirit check, is she like looking like she's in her own mind, or
she
just
is
confused?
She is very much like the dancers. She is doing everything to the music.
Okay. I will touch her shoulder and go, sing higher. Sing as high as you can.
She kind of looks at you a little blankly. And the eyes clearly say, why would I do that? That's not the song. But not a word actually comes from her.
Okay. Can I do some energy work between my spirit and will to try to kind of snap her out of it?
Let's see here.
I don't care if it's giving her a pep talk or slapping her. I'll do either.
With your 3 intelligence, I would actually point out that your catalog is off cooldown, and that might be your best bet at reordering her mind.
Okay. Yeah, then I will absolutely do that.
Okay.
Catalog her brain.
You catalog her brain. You get this delightfully prosaic trip down her memory lane. You see like all the 4 seasons. She has been basically, trapped in her parents' home for the majority of her life. Too scared to go out, paralyzed by the sun in the spring, too risky to ever leave in the summer. In the fall and the winter, well, you're planning, you're settling in. You know that when the spring comes, you are going to be paralyzed by the sun once more. You have to prepare, and it has been that cycle under her parents' thumb forever until luster came into her life. And they were hoping that maybe it would be different somewhere else. We really, if it isn't different somewhere else, we can't do this anymore. And that's why they were willing to pair up with a pair of knights and go out into the icy wastes where they know there's demons everywhere that might just snap them up because they have to change something. And then they fell into another pattern right here, trapped by another person's song.
Then I will draw. Yeah.
And I was going to say, and as you're learning all of that, it all clicks into place. Arya recognizes what has been done to her.
Mm-hmm.
Sing higher.
Yeah.
You've got it.
Break the pattern. Break the pattern. Sing as high as you can, as loud as you can.
Okay.
break it all.
My only question to you, are you going to let physics do its work, or are you going to help it along a little?
I was going to fun fact.
There you go. All right.
Yeah. If necessary. Fun fact that, contrary to popular belief, it's actually a lower required pitch the thicker the crystal.
Yeah. And somehow, armed with that knowledge from the catalog, this high, pure note rings out from Arya's throat. The walls of the manor house crack. Spiderweb patterns are going everywhere. The walls, the floor, the ceiling. And you all know in your bones what's going to happen when the resonant frequency finally hits. Instant actions before the house comes down.
I'm gonna run over to Ori and Gemma and grab them both and just start trying to bodily drag them to the front door. Kelsi, come on! It's gonna blow!
Oh shit! Wait, the other night.
Everyone, run!
Okay. So, as I'm understanding it, the main plan is leg it. Okay.
I'm feeling a lot of us are with a lot of people are with that.
Okay. Kelsi was still a little bit reeling from whatever it is that punched her magically. But is it still... I'll put it to you this way. The front... You are all at the back part of the ballroom, except for Ori, which is more towards the center. The main doors are at the opposite end of the room. So I'm going to just clarify. Is that still what you're running for?
I think before they start running, Kelsi's gonna try and do something, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Okay.
She will, as she is face down on the floor from whatever punched her.
Right.
You said that literally like the entire thing is made out of clear crystal.
That is correct.
Okay. She will like not fall up but like claw into the floor as she's still there.
Yep.
Trying to catch her breath.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great spirit of the quartz. Oh, please make an entrance closer to us. I beg you, let us escape from here. As she would try to awaken the element of the house, specifically a metal elemental source is what clear crystals are referring to.
Earth or metal.
To try and animate it to basically move the front door closer to where they all are at the moment.
Okay. So, this is something of a different experience for you. Because you are able to... Okay. How to describe this? The spirit of the house is not its own, as it were. So you actually feel a lot more energy having to be poured into it to achieve the animation you're looking for.
That's fine. She'll pour all the energy into it that's necessary. And if it leaves her unable to move herself, that's fine. She just wants everyone else to get to safety.
When it finally awakens, you feel the spirit vibrating with the pure crystal note that is currently destroying the house. And you can tell that it is being destroyed in the same fashion as that which it is created from. with a last desperate motion, the front doors that you were worried about, they do not move, but it can do the next best thing. The wall by you at the back of the house bursts open first as the spirit weakens it and the crystal blows that out first. You might be able to just dash through that opening before the rest of the place caves in.
Yeah. She'll shout out, "Closer here!" to let the other two know, and then tries to make her way over there as well.
If I can.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like Kelsi, from where we're running at this point, and assuming we've heard it by now and changed directions, do they look like they're getting? Does Kelsi look like they're getting anywhere close?
Okay. The wall that blew out is practically next to Kelsi.
Okay.
So she is most likely going to be fine. The pair of you, on the other hand, vigor stats?
Vigor stat. Fuck, what's my vigor? My vigor is baseline. But I might be able to do something to at least lessen the damage on us.
The plus to reflex.
Okay. That will let you realize much faster that you're not going to make it in time.
All right. How close is Seraphina? Is Seraphina close to me and Gemma? Right?
I was running towards you guys. To get
yeah.
you up.
So I'll let you take a few things back, because she was going to run to where you were on the dance floor, figuring you were going for the main doors you came through. As she's on her way there, the wall bursts out due to Kelsi's actions. So you've now got a much closer exit that you can try and race for. So.
Sorry, my dad called me.
Yeah. So with that
sorry,
information, what are we all doing?
I have to be quick about what I'm about to do because my dad just called me. I want to once if I can reach out and pull Seraphina closer. I want to activate Fill the Void on the entity of all three of us, and I want to combine in my arcane manifestation so it can shield us essentially from myself and from the falling debris.
Okay.
I might fucking pass out from this, but I don't care.
Okay, so just to be clear, you're wanting to do Fill the Void on who?
On the area that is me. So me primarily, but that also I'm essentially want to cast it where.
Well, Fill the Void's usually a person, is it not?
Yeah. Yes, and I want to try to fill the void on all three of us. Target on Gemma.
Okay.
Particularly. The reason why I say this is I've seen it will depend on how you roll this. I've seen this done with multiple people before, courtesy of Zella's Fest.
Yeah, so. No, there are quite a few perks that will add multiple people onto it, so it's a valid target for energy work. So you are able to reach out and fill the void on you, Seraphina, and Gemma. So that was your instant action. Kelsi took the instant action to blow out the wall. Seraphina, I believe you still have a chance for an instant action if it's more than just running towards a certain spot.
Check our badges.
They have not pinged.
Shoot. Okay. Yeah, then she just would have gone along with whatever Ori was doing.
All right.
1 second.
Okay. So, I'll just describe this. If I need to describe it again, I will. The note finally hits its crescendo and its highest frequency, and the walls of the place shatter. There is now this glittering rainbow mist of shrapnel and larger chunks of crystal. as the ceiling shatters and starts falling in. Um, I know I already asked about vigor. What have we got for reflexes?
I have +1.
And I can look up Orion's, which is none. And Jules, are you baseline?
I'm baseline reflex +1 vigor.
All right. Kelsi manages to scrabble out of the hole in the manor wall before most of this comes down. Um, Seraphina, Ori, Gemma, they start running for the same exit. It is quite clear they are not going to make it before this rain of stuff at least starts to fall upon them. Now, I believe it was at this point that Ori was trying to jury rig some kind of a shield, yes?
Yes. Um, I was doing Fill the Void to protect us.
Mm-hmm.
And this is off the stuff I see.
Now, Fill the Void usually protects you from you.
Yes, and that's why I'm adding my arcane manifestation,
Mhm.
trying to incorporate all I can.
Okay.
Really.
While you are trying to bring that together,
Oh.
Gemma draws the sword at her side. And it is as if you are looking at a constellation in material form. The stars form the hilt and the crosspiece. The blade is pure, shimmering starlight. And she waves it above your heads, and you just see this shimmering wall of starlight appear over you. It won't last! Run! And the three of you, the first initial barrage as it comes down, bounces off this starlight shield and shatters it just as the three of you come out of the wall of the manor house. And everything within the walls of the manor are now obscured in this crush of falling crystal. There is, well, it's not silence, but you've had this music in your ears the whole time. This cacophony of crushing crystal is the first time that has been blotted from your mind. And then the tinkling, the crashing of crystal, it all comes. There is a moment of silence. And then Kelsi and Seraphina note that they're still tapping their feet. You can
That's the first thing I was gonna check.
you can still hear the music, even though there is no sign of any musicians.
All right. Oh no.
The next thing you see is a mound of crystal fly back, and the only part of Lord of Crux that you now recognize is the bit of skin that forms the face. What has now emerged from the rubble as the rest of what used to be the real Lord of Crow has been torn and perforated from it. It's large, it's red, muscled, bones just poke out from it in places that bones should not be on any kind of a human body. It appears to have bull like horns, gnashing teeth, needle like fangs within a great maw, cloven hooves, spade like hands, and it just rears back and roars a challenge.
I just have a thing to ask. Jules, is it backup plan time? Did you name this backup plan time?
I think you're the backup plan.
I am the backup plan.
I do have one more question too.
Mm-hmm.
So, is the entire manor just gone, or is it still like rubble being around?
Rubble.
Rubble. So
It
there is
is rubble.
still like a outline in a sense of where the manor
There
used
are
to be.
there well the walls shattered, so there's still like the parts on the floor where you can see where the thing is. It's just everything is
Okay.
collapsed in.
Okay. Okay. Um, before before and if before this escalates too
Mm-hmm.
far,
Mm-hmm.
Kelsi is going to try and use. I think she would just grab
Mm-hmm.
the remaining of food that she has, all
Right.
of them,
Mm-hmm.
and throw them down in the area around
Mm-hmm.
Lord Acras, and
Mm-hmm.
specifically ward against him.
Okay.
Like the ward is
Mm-hmm.
against what has now become Lord Acras.
Okay.
So
And
to have at least some time bought, hopefully.
okay. You throw down the first, and this thing slams into it in confusion. And of course, immediately starts to move around. So you're able to basically start this, you know, every time it takes a step forward, you're able to throw another one in front of him, and that's going to last until you run out, basically. um, I'll cut to the other two. What are we doing?
Um, I'm gonna I'm gonna unactivate the stuff with field void. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
that was ever activated or not,
It
but I
was.
need that. I need my arcane for that purpose.
Yeah, you got it.
Quickly. Um, and I'm gonna unshape my shadow blade, and I'm gonna
Okay.
wait
Okay.
until it's backup plan time.
All right. Seraphina?
I've got nothing. I usually look for a meat shield around this point, but there's not really one around, so uh actually I will pull out I will pull out knowledge is power
Mm-hmm.
one more time
Okay.
to find a book specifically
Mm-hmm.
on anything that they have found to counter
Mm-hmm.
these things
Okay.
with the well, can I wait to say the special magical effect until you tell me what I haven't learned?
Certainly. Certainly. Um, the unfortunate thing that you find is that it's like a lot of monsters in folklore where it is known that all of them have a weakness, but the weaknesses everyone is different. So,
Mhm.
unless you happen to have done deep dives into the specific one that you're fighting, there really isn't a lot of general remedies against things of the mistake. The only thing that you find in there that is known to be pretty much effective at all times is the starlight swords of the Stellar Knights, which is why, as you know, the two of you are kind of, holding back a little bit, and Kelsi is lashing out with the Ofuda. Gemma is striding towards what used to be Lord of Crux, starlight sword shimmering in her hand, because
Um,
she knows her duty.
Okay, I would like my magic effect to be a shield of misery.
Mm-hmm.
Because he specifically, like in the information that I gathered specific to him from the catalog, it was that he wanted to eat up everyone's like enjoyment of things.
Right.
So I want this to be like a spiked shield that I can give Gemma that like inflicts misery.
All right.
I toss it to her and go, "This may help."
I'll even go so far as to say, since it's a magical effect, you make a gesture and it appears on her off arm. Already thing. And a good time too, because a crow's claws are like coming down and she bats it away with the shield, and you actually see his skin blister and recoil.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Ori.
Say that's good.
Oh, sorry. Whichever one of you.
I can
You
wait.
go first.
Okay. I just wanted to see because throughout periodic this mission, me and I've been discussing the crucifix I got at the beginning of the mission.
Right.
I'm going to try to hand that over to Seraphina. Weapon of defense. Take it, don't take it, I don't care. I'm gonna join Gemma in rushing towards with the Shadow Blade.
Okay.
Violence.
Very good. All right.
Violence.
She is happy to have an ally at her side. Kelsi, what are you up to?
Would you say that Kuchikiri is off cooldown again, or is it still on
Ooh,
cooldown?
you used it just before all hell broke loose.
Yeah, but I have also been keeping him away for
You did
a bit.
once. Yeah, I'll let it be off cooldown.
Okay. With that, she will throw her last Ofuda, and almost in the same motion as she does that, she starts her Kuchikiri. This time, targeting Gemma with it, with the perk, to improve her magical abilities, and specifically focusing on strength and power to, well, the minor positive effect being that her Starlight sword cutting even sharper than usual, almost like it's even more condensed than it usually is.
Okay. And with your power descending upon Gemma, you do see the light of her sword glow brighter. She slashes deep into Lord Crux, and just this spray of hot blood comes out. It lands a little bit on Ori, and it feels like blood. You know, it's unpleasant,
Delicious.
but it's all right. Maybe it's fine for you. I don't know. But
Orion
anyway,
has murdered people in the past canonically. She does not mind this.
doesn't mean you like being bathed in the stuff. But anyway, but as I said, for you, it's just kind of an unpleasant biological fluid. When it hits bits of Gemma, it burns her like acid. She's able to interpose her shield to catch most of the spray, but you can see where, it's just sitting and bubbling on her flesh. But her sword slashed deep into Lord Crux. It's not looking good. Ori's able to get in a hit with her Shadow Blade. Ordinarily, this is a person master of their domain, supremely confident in everything that they're doing. But his life just literally crumbled about his ears. And the Shadow Blade also plunges deep into the being. And
Supremely confident, you say?
What's that?
Supremely confident, you say?
Usually.
Right? I will let you finish speaking before I do my next act.
Okay. No, I'm just going to say, at the moment, this thing is reeling from both of your attacks, and it's trying to gird itself for another pass at the pair of you. What is it you want to do?
I die doing this because I'm at low green, but we'll be
Mm-hmm.
fine. First, I would like to activate Insidious Whispers
Mm-hmm.
again, and I want to do it on
Mm-hmm.
the remaining stuff of whatever the Lord's name was.
A crux. Mm-hmm.
Crux. I want to see where the weak spot would be to slaughter him.
Um,
And
honestly, at this point with your shadow blade, um, the being is heartless, so your best shot is the brain.
okay. Then there's another thing I'd like to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look to Gemma.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize for my next actions. Just try to stay clear of me. Just trust me.
Mm-hmm.
And then she turns to where the the monster.
Right.
I can't pronounce
Mm-hmm.
it.
A crux.
And she's gonna say, as she's rapidly approaching,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Orion was the hunter immortalized by Othermus. So the thing they do is hunt eternally. And I would like to try and embrace darkness.
Okay. What does it usually look like when
Essentially.
Orion embraces darkness?
Orion becomes this incorporeal shadow.
Okay.
And she becomes bigger.
Okay.
And when hits go to her during Embrace Darkness, she doesn't feel them in the moment, but she's gonna feel them hell of after
Okay.
Embrace Darkness is.
All right.
And
So
she's gonna attack it.
big bad evil shadow.
Yes.
She, being in the throes of this, does not notice it herself. But the rest of you watching, within that darkness that is now Orion, are three glittering lights of the belt. And she tears into Lord of Crux. Gemma staggers backwards a bit because she both recognizes that this is insanely wrong and yet appears to be a constellation come to save her. And she's having a little trouble with that duality right now. But
if I can,
go ahead.
there's one more thing with Embrace Darkness.
Yep.
I have a perk called Kneel Before Your Queen. For the duration of Embrace Darkness, you can emanate a creeping sense of dread, affecting everyone within a low range.
And that's kind of everybody here. So yeah, you're all getting this feeling of creeping dread. But quite frankly, with your tapping feet, I don't think your feeling of creeping dread has gone away yet. So it's a different. You have two competing dreads going on right now.
That's a better one.
And for the first time in all of this, you actually see Gemma's toe start tapping. And you see her kind of scanning about in the air. You could all hear the music. Can you tell where it's coming from?
Can I see the doors from where I am?
All the doors of the manor house shattered at the same time, I'm afraid.
I thought you said that the front door, didn't.
Oh, no. Every door of this every wall door of this place shattered. If what you were trying to do, though, was get information on the symbol, you've got intelligence enough that it's in your brain.
Yeah, I was trying to find what, physical thing is holding. Do I think that if we played music that was basically the perfect counterpoint to what we're hearing in our heads, that it would be effective?
That sounds like an excellent hypothesis.
Okay. I would is this actual sound or is this in our heads? Or can we tell?
It is hard to tell.
Okay.
So there's no direction to it.
It is the exact same. Yeah, exactly. There isn't a directionality to it. It's as though you're wearing headphones and it's all through your head. But unless one of you were to try and stop up your ears, it's kind of difficult to tell the difference between an omnipresent sound and it's in your brain.
I will
So,
absolutely try sticking my fingers in my ears to figure that out.
it's omnipresent sound. It's just coming from everywhere now.
Okay. I would like to pitch pulling something out of my satchel.
Mm-hmm.
The very first mission Seraphina was ever on
Mm-hmm.
had sound-based magic in it.
Okay.
And there were people who were henchmen who had these like Walkman setups that had the music with the magic in it.
Okay.
I would like to pitch that she grabbed one of those. It was like Walkman or tape recorder kind of thing.
I will grant you that.
Thank you. She's gonna pull that out and try to record this music.
Okay. And Gemma sees you with the strange device in your hands. What are you trying to do?
I think if we play the music, like the anti-music basically, the opposite of this music, it will break the spell we're under.
Gemma nods. I understand. She takes a step back and puts the hand on the blade of her sword, holding it out like this. And with that extra power that Kelsi has placed into it, her blade sings the song of her star. And you hear it twist and warble into the disharmony that you are seeking. And in the same moment, her song cancels, and you're all left in blissful silence. At the same time, Orion plunges herself and tears off a Crux's head. And the
Orion's
demons
normal, I swear.
and the demons of both body and mind disappear as though they never were.
I look
Your
down at my
badge
feet. What
is
color are my shoes?
normal. Your badge is ping.
I'm gonna deactivate Embrace Darkness real quick.
Okay.
And I'm gonna follow my face. And I know I am.
And drained by the effort, Gemma, at first she's got this look of elation on her face. Two great demons of the mistake vanquished. And then she looks back at the manor house and realizes that her sister Knight and her cousin are beneath it. And she drops to her knees.
Kelsi is going to take out the last turtle shell she still has, and she'll burn it with her Shikigami. And the question she will ask, and she has never once before hoped so much for a yes as in this moment. The question she asks is, can the people dear to Gemma be saved?
No.
Seraphina will place a hand on Gemma's shoulder and go, I am so sorry.
Thank you. We would have all been lost without your aid. You've done so much for me already, but please, I must find... I need to retrieve her sword.
Of course.
And it takes some time sifting through the rubble, but eventually you uncover the body of Nakusan. And
I'll use catalog to clean up, to move some of the debris and help
there you go. The bodies are uncovered easily at that point, and the Sister Knight's sword floats into Gemma's hands. We'll return this to our order. Tell them how she died. In fact, when you find her body, it's actually over that of Arya and Luster. She attempted to shield them, but it wasn't enough.
You want to say goodbye to them?
I will in my own time.
Could I limp over from my lovely
Of course.
pill state? Ryan's limping over. She kind of goes over next to Gemma, or near Gemma. I'm sorry I couldn't save them too.
You did what you could. I can ask no more of anyone. Thank you for keeping faith with my grandfather. I never really thought his stories were true, but the South must exist. And it is fearsome.
I think if you ever tire of it. Oh, go ahead.
I do not think the South would agree with me. Besides, I have my duty. Farewell, my friends.
One more thing. Gemma. Your loss will linger on you, but don't dwell on it. Use it as a motive to push forward. Take it from personal experience from me.
You quote every trainer that I've ever had in the order. To be a knight is to lose so much.
And so is to be an archer. Your mentors taught you well, and I wish you well.
Good fortune to you, wherever the South takes you next.
And thank you for the dance.
She actually smiles at that. My pleasure. She turns from the three of you and starts back out into the snowstorm, which is starting to reclaim this place. Back on her journey to Southreach. Any actions before the three of you ping out?
Orion's gonna look to the other two agents. I feel like shit.
So do I.
Physically, I'm dead. Sorry.
I wish there was more we could have done, but
We wouldn't have gotten out without Gemma.
yes.
She'll be okay. I'm sure of it.
At least it wasn't a kid this time. Seraphina hits her badge.
for a bit, and you can go ahead and leave before me.
Okay. I'm sorry, this is how we meet it again. Kelsi, I wish it was under better circumstance.
It's alright. It's alright.
Okay.
Orion brings her hand to her badge
Mm-hmm.
and hovers over it for a sec. I hope the others would be proud of me. And she hits her badge.
And what does Kelsi do as she lingers?
She will take out the rest of her incense and alight it, but with her eyes closed because she does not think she deserves to see them. She offered to Gemma, but she didn't want to, so this is more a gesture of usually burning incense to honor someone who has fallen.
Well, the one thing I can say, no unquiet spirits come to the incense. This place is now clean.
It does give her a small sense of relief. And as she holds her say, her amulet, she will wait until the incense burns out fully and then ping out.
Excellent. And with that, we draw summer to a close. Whew! That was a ride.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, it was. Oh my god.
Any questions about calls I made or the mission in general?
None that come to mind in my case, at least.
Excellent.
For my that I can't think of one.
Okay.
So many that I can't think of one.
Fair. I will say this. I picked these three characters because I had three specific scenes that I hoped would happen, and all of them did.
What were they?
We played into your fucking cards.
Kelsi's incense drawing off the dancers to let you know that the unquiet spirits were all about you. Seraphina's summoning of a demon, bringing Lord Acrux himself to answer your questions. And the embraced darkness version of Orion taking down Lord Acrux. Those were the three things I was hoping for, and I am delighted that all of them came to pass.
Thank you for picking us.
Oh, my great pleasure. For my part of what I enjoyed and everybody's playing, the Onmyoji once again played to perfection. I gave you quite a few spirits to work with. Bringing forth the spirit of the manor as it was being destroyed was a heck of a desperation play, and I loved it.
Yeah.
The Kujikiri against Lord Acrux was well timed. The reflection of it, however, was the demon spirit of music. That was what was holding you all in this place, reflecting it back. There were two enemies, the one you could see and the one you could hear. And that's where the answer, getting two weaknesses to Orion's Insidious Whispers came from. On Orion's side, loved the interaction with Gemma. Loved that we got to play the constellation of her name into how everything worked out. I had not planned that originally, and then I'm like, well, duh. I'm like, leaned heavy into it the moment it came.
I'm very happy. I
Um,
like talking about
yep.
stars.
And Seraphina, as always, knowledge, knowledge, knowledge is power. And you teased out the secrets of this place. Aria's voice against the spirit of music was a perfect play, but the single note, unfortunately, was not enough. It had to be a full counter to her melody. And so
Yeah.
that's it. What ended up happening with Gemma at the end. You got there on the second try, and it
That
worked
was
out
so cool.
nice. Um, yeah, this went as well as I could have asked for, and I'm glad you all could do this with me.
I thought
So,
you were baiting me when you said that she was clearly a high soprano but was keeping it down. I'm like, aha, Crystal, I get it.
yeah, no, the breadcrumbs were there. Uh, if I put Chekhov's singer there in Act One, feel free to fire her in Act Three. I'm good with that. Um, but yeah, this was a good start to this series. I am looking forward to seeing where things go from here, as I hope everybody joining us today does as well. Um, so, if there were no further questions for me, I'll just go ahead and we'll do our sign off. We should give this a name, of course.
Yeah,
I have a name idea.
Go ahead.
Crystallized memories,
Ooh.
I like it.
because the people are dead and
Mhm.
crystal.
Crystallized memories. It is very good. So I will just leave it for us all to give a little sign off. Jules, go ahead and give a farewell.
I was Jules, and I'm hoping to be on here again in the future. Not on this series, but on the channel itself. And who boy, this is gonna be interesting for Kelsi to process.
Okay. Ori?
This was great. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
This was the feels. I'm gonna have a lovely sob after this, and so will Orion.
Objective achieved. And Lacara.
Oh, I've been Lacara. Seraphina absolutely thought she was going to die during this, and it was a blast. I cannot wait to listen to the rest of the series.
Excellent, excellent. And I have, of course, have been your conduit, Richard Tertulio. And until we meet again, be well, my friends.